Hello, everyone. My name is Gus.
Hi, I'm Woody.
And today we're doing first. It's a first on the channel. We are reacting to the man, the myth, the legend, Jacques Cousteau.
If you ask people to name somebody famous in scuba diving, whose name will come up the most?
Mike Young.
Well, I'm sorry, Mike.
I'm talking about my
not
friends.
You.
My friends.
Jacques Cousteau, right? I mean, Jacques Cousteau had early shows about scuba diving when it was just sort of blossoming and being made available to the public. So he's a legend.
So this was a recommendation. It's actually a small chunk of a documentary, like a 1 hour long feature. I took like 13 minutes or so of a cave dive. Jacques Cousteau went cave diving.
I didn't know that.
And they recorded this thing.
Wow.
And I think I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm going to be reacting with you. But I'm interested in seeing the techniques they used to use, like what from their equipment and techniques we still use today, and the overall dive, how he went.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So
line, arrows, cookies, tanks, we'll find out.
All I know is that this dive was in the Bahamas. No, in Belize. I think it was in Belize. They were in the blue hole, like, you know, the big blue hole in Belize. And they found this cave and they went to check it out. So let's check out Jacques Cousteau, or Jacques, if you watch one of our videos where some imbecile was calling Jacques Cousteau Jacques.
That's the French way, maybe.
That's, yeah, okay.
What Benjamin described, I must see for myself. It will mean one of the most difficult dives we've ever made, deep into the reef. In water too shallow for Calypso, we take the Zodiacs 1.5 miles to the spot Benjamin has indicated. The strong currents govern our plan. Exactly 10 minutes before the outgoing tide, we start the dive.
2 tanks, helmets.
Yeah.
Special high-intensity magnesium torches will help light our way.
Okay,
They
look
will
at
also
that.
enable my son Philippe, our cameraman, to film the inner recesses of the cave. For this exceptionally long dive, we carry extra-large tanks.
Not much has changed. Still diving doubles till today. And helmets.
My experiences in cave diving
Look at the
have left
mask.
memories of
One
danger,
big circle.
fear, near tragedy. Now, as I begin this dive, my curiosity is mixed with strong apprehension.
So even then he was using, look at that light.
We creep into the narrow opening that leads into the castle.
Okay, so they're not really
It is
frog
like being
kicking. That's a
swallowed by
difference.
giant gaping clam.
Giant gaping clam. That sounds oddly weird. But anyway.
Everything has to work. Our equipment, our muscles, our hearts, our brains. With no open water above our heads, we are sentenced to success.
And by the way, this is a sea cave, and they can be pretty dangerous because they can turn get a siphon.
Yep.
Because of the surge going in.
Do they have a line?
Nope.
They have to have a line, right?
According to Benjamin, we must first head for a chimney-like shaft, down which we must descend vertically to a depth of 165 feet.
It's a deep cave, dude.
Look at the light. It's massive. It's like a
What?
DPV. It looks like a
Down
DPV.
into the realm of nitrogen narcosis, the rapture of the deep, which befuddles the mind.
Rapture of the deep. Narked. 165 feet.
You
for
know,
sure.
even though they're kicking like that, though, the current is
Across
so
the line
strong.
left behind by Benjamin.
Oh, there's line.
My head is buzzing and my ears
Okay,
ache,
good.
but I cannot slow down. As I sink further into the abyss, some words of Emerson run through my mind. Under each deep, a lower deep opens. I find reassurance in the bubbles. In this gloomy underworld, they are symbols of life.
Man, what a pioneer he was.
Unbelievable.
How's that for cave line? That's like cave rope.
It's legit. But you know, with the
While we wait
salt
at the
water,
bottom of
you
the
have- you need
chimney,
it.
François Dorado goes to light the long tunnel that lies ahead of us.
Oh.
With his torches from another realm above, he recalls Prometheus, who stole fire from heaven and gave it to man.
That looks like pretty old
Wow.
line in there.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough.
He mixes fire
Prometheus.
and water to bring the light of knowledge and the warmth of wisdom to a dark, forbidding world, until now undisturbed by thought.
Look at this thing. Some sea
I
hunt.
strain to fight the narcosis and try to clear my head. My friends around me are mere shadows in this eternal night.
So he's talking about narcosis. We have a lot of new viewers. Narcosis is once you go past a certain depth,
Yeah.
and I know we're going to get all the people out there that always know the exact depth that it occurs because it doesn't affect everybody the same. But once you go past a certain depth,
Yeah.
you're going to start feeling the effects that the gas actually gets narcotic. The nitrogen starts to affect the transmissions in your brain. You get slow. You get kind of almost like a drunk feeling. You
It
can't
affects
process
people
as
in
well.
different ways.
And maybe it's going to affect you at 60 feet, maybe 100 feet.
Yeah.
But at 165 feet, these guys were breathing
sure.
air. I don't believe they were breathing trimix back
Air.
then.
Air.
And they're going to be pretty narked. I mean, this is Jacques Cousteau,
Yeah.
who dives like every day
Right.
and invented scuba diving, let's just say.
Yeah.
And he's narked. That's what he's talking about with this, the effect of narcosis.
Yeah, because you always have the people that I never get narked people.
Right, yeah.
I never get
I
narked.
know. Well, they're way better than
I've
we are.
never been narked. Yeah.
That's because they're better than me.
Air at 300 feet, never get narked.
I know they're better.
When the passage is lighted,
Better than
I
Jack.
signal we go.
Right.
By the way, the effects of narcosis, different.
At this depth of
Different for different
165 feet, we have but 8 minutes to swim 800 feet horizontally.
800-foot penetration.
Kicking.
The ceiling above us is an ever-present reminder that we are trapped inside the earth. And under
cave.
us, for most of the
With
time,
a lot of flow. Look at the
there
bubbles.
is no floor. Only black water of untold depths.
I said no floor.
A dark abyss into which we would sink hopelessly if we lost consciousness.
So that thing's
In this
deep.
oppressive darkness, I feel what fragile creatures we are, and desperately cling to the narrow, flickering beams of truth I know to be our lights.
We really are fragile. He's right.
I want to go to this cave. It looks awesome.
There's a cave with that. Is there a cave that we ever see on the videos that we don't want to go to?
Robbie's cave from the last video.
Well, yeah, the
In my
siphon.
confused brain, I feel we have entered Inferno, and the
Inferno.
gates are about to close in upon us.
Wow. He was really narked.
Early exploration.
There's the line, though.
The long swim seems an eternity of effort. It is a race to beat the outgoing tide.
That's why sea caves are tricky. That tide changes and it can be a siphon.
Yeah. In a world of hurt.
Suddenly, the walls have moved apart, and I know the term of our exhausting journey is near. As I pause to light my torches, my heart is beating heavily, and I am breathing too fast. I try to control it. If I exhaust my air supply, I will be unable to swim back to the world above.
Even that's similar concepts, right? Stay calm. Stay relaxed.
Yep. He turned the second cancer stick.
Now before
Plenty
us,
of light.
the grotto.
Boom. Silting everything.
I mean, that whatever was
Gone.
living there is dead.
Visibility's gone, Jax.
Well, they didn't have side mount. They didn't have all the techniques then, but boom, bam, smash.
See you later, visibility.
Looks pretty.
Look
though.
at the formation.
From
Yeah.
the ceiling, hundreds of stalactites,
There you go.
witness to eons of darkness, hang.
Nice. Which means the cave was dry.
From below, stalagmites reach up in an effort to join them.
Of course, some of
We
them
are
aren't there
bedazzled
anymore
by the
based on
sight.
the kicking.
And haunted by
They
the
used
sound
to
of
have
strange
stalactites.
echoes as the rumble of our torches fills the cave.
Whoa. Jack. No, the stalactites.
That's a stalagmite.
Stalagmites.
And it survived.
Well,
Maybe not this guy, though.
second bicycle.
Formed by dripping water centuries ago, when sea level was lower and the cave
Ice
was
Age.
dry, the stalactites now tell their story. None of them here are tilted. Without any doubt, this area has been stable even before the great glaciers melted and the oceans rose to fill and cover this cave
Interesting.
12,000 years ago.
Wow.
We disperse in confusion. Our flares soon cloud the water with liquid smoke, and we lose a clear sense of where we are and what we are doing. We are in a trance, a dream, hypnotized, bewitched by the magic of the cave.
That's something we don't deal with. We don't deal with magnesium smoke.
No, that's one. I didn't see that in the.
That's
manual.
not in my class.
That was in my cave diving class. No. I feel I was short. I want magnesium clouds.
Sediment, disturbed from the bottom, begins to drift upward, blurring our vision. Suddenly, the spell is broken. I become anxious.
Yeah.
We must be able now to find our way back, and no one must be left behind.
If you're not a cave diver, I can only imagine how bad this feels. That you're all of a sudden in that cave, you can't see anything, you don't know how to get out of there.
They're holding the line, though. See him?
Yeah. Until they burn a hole in the line with a magnesium.
That thing's unbelievable. It's a
What's going
blowtorch.
on? Yeah, let's just dive around with a flamethrower.
Near the exit, my flares burn out, and I am caught in darkness. Nervously, I search for the nylon guideline, the thread of life that will lead us out of this labyrinth.
Well,
At
Unless
last, I
you
find a line,
caught it with
and
a
we
torch.
gather to make our departure.
I loved these when I was a kid, these videos. I loved them.
Wait, I thought he said he burned out.
Well, his buddy's got one.
Oh, I see.
Raymond Cole takes back a rare specimen for
Yeah,
laboratory
I'll take that
analysis,
with me.
a gorgonian, which in this dark tunnel obtains its solar energy by feeding on plankton brought in by the currents.
What?
It used to, but it's been ripped off the wall. So.
Gone. Could you just rip a leaf so we can study it? No.
That would go over
The
well
whole
in
thing.
today's.
But that's the only specimen in the world. Yeah.
Gus, bring the saw over. This stalactite is going to look awesome in the
No,
house.
use your magnesium torch.
They are just on schedule, and the 800-foot horizontal
Wow, he's
journey
moving.
back is made easier by an outgoing tide.
Oh, so it's like a spring. Good.
Because they happen to dive it, timing the tide, but you don't want to mess that up. And there's the
Ahead of us is the
Beautiful
winding
creature.
shaft that will take us 165 feet up to the surface.
wow.
Deco stops?
To avoid decompression accidents,
Yep.
our ascent is slow. Time for tedious decompression stops will total about an hour. We divers have an expression. You pay for your trip on your way out.
Yeah. Deco.
That's true.
Glimmer from above, like dawn, heralds the end of our phantasmic journey.
We're happy to see that.
Although we will carry with us forever the visions wondrous strange, pilfered from an alien realm.
Oh, he believed in
It
aliens
is with
too.
relief
He's right.
that we enter once more the world of man.
Thank you, Jock.
Exiting that wet clam. Salute.
Did you say exiting? What?
He
Jeez.
called it a wet
We
clam.
are all back and safe.
That's what
Tired
he
but
said.
exhilarated. Benjamin's cave was everything he described,
Benjamin's cave.
and we have had one of our most challenging ventures.
I'll be wearing that hat as well.
Rocking that orange hat.
We have dived to the very limit of reasonable risk. Why? I could answer
Cigarette!
we were trained,
As soon as he got on the
prepared
boat.
and experienced.
You know
and
he's
we wanted
French.
to learn about the sunken caves. but also
What a
man's
life.
curiosity is irresistible,
What a life they
and
live.
it is its own justification.
I'm actually surprised they didn't
Oh.
have a red wine. Look at the DPV.
TPV.
In the future,
Where
our
are their
equipment
tanks?
will be perfected. New diving techniques devised
Dude, where are their tanks?
that will help us delve even
They're
deeper
blowing bubbles,
into our
so-
Earth's past.
Are they connected to the DPV?
Dude,
I think
they
so.
are
They're-
connected to the DPV.
They're like on top of it. That's cool.
What can possibly go wrong?
Of course, you just lose your entire DPV and you have no tank, and it rips it out of your mouth.
The planet Earth is
Wow.
our home. We need to become
Maybe it
familiar with
detaches.
this
Let's
estate we
give
have
him credit.
inherited and explore it from attic to
Oh,
basement.
that looks awesome, though.
Yeah, it looks awesome until all this
As
holding
the
you to the
explorer
DPV
pursues
is a
his
hose in your
curiosity.
No,
mouth.
it's a death trap.
Science follows, ever closer.
Look,
the
no
central
leash.
mysteries
Just
of our Earth.
Holding it with your
Hold on
teeth,
and hope.
basically. What can possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Oh
Listen,
my
but
goodness.
I still give them a ton of credit. Honestly, I mean, these guys were the first in so many ways.
Yeah.
The regulator, the open circuit regulator, was it existed, but he really brought it
The Aqualung, yeah.
brought it around, and I mean, he was doing cave exploration there, and he was honestly doing a pretty good job. I mean, they knew to bring extra lights, they knew to have line, they knew to grab the line on the way out. They talked about being bent.
Yeah.
You know, early cave diving. There's no
Awesome.
formations left in that cave, but besides that,
Other than
other than the destruction,
destruction of the cave,
it's pretty good. No,
pretty good.
legendary.
Celebrated with a cigarette at the end. Really awesome. And again, this was just one dive that he did visiting the Blue Hole of Belize, which, by the way, it was like one of his favorite things. And we haven't done that. We want to go to the Blue Hole of Belize, go all the way to the bottom. It's like 400 feet, something like that, and explore, because apparently there's a cave down there.
At 400 feet?
Yes.
Whoa. I don't know. That's very
That's
next level.
legit. That is legit. But we already talked about this in the past because there was a video that covered this. Although their facts are questionable and their knowledge is questionable. And we talked about that in their reaction. I'm going to leave it right here so you guys can check it out. Apparently they found some bodies at the bottom, and there was a parked submarine down there, and they had a light between the whole team, just one light, and they didn't use it to save battery.
Sounds sketchy.
Enjoy it.
Bye, everybody.